What's going on, Bulls Nation? CHGO Bulls postgame live coming up right around the corner, breaking down the Bulls' 142-131 loss to the Grizzlies. That's right, the Bulls gave up 140 points for the third time this season. We're extending arts and crafts by 4 hours today. Zach leads the second half surge. Vooch led the first half surge, but it's not enough. Scottie Pippen Jr. making the Bulls look silly. That's coming up next. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome in to CHGO Bulls postgame. Coming to you live from our studios here in West Loop. 3, 5, 4, give me my rings back. Down, I believe that's Mr. Perdue. Coming to you live from our studios here in West Loop, downtown Chicago. I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck. That's Big Dave. Bow. BAWL Sports. Man in the middle, Uncle Will Perdue, Will_Perdue32. Our queen on the controls, the one and only, Katie Duffy. Goat is off tonight, y'all, so we will not hear from him from postgame, but it's okay. We got plenty of fun planned on deck anyway. Yeah.
Are you hurt, Will?
Goat is off.
Goat's off. Excused absence, unlike Dennis Rodman back in the day.
I mean, you guys are just soft.
Who Will grabbed 23 rebounds on.
I mean, you guys can't do all 82 games?
Who is y'all?
I've already taken a night off to have a little 3-day weekend escape out of town.
I ain't missed the game.
This Bulls team wears on us, Will.
Will, you're only here
Are you
half
doing
the
all
time.
82
Yeah,
games?
you're only here half the time.
What's that?
I said, are you doing all 82 games?
That's not by my choice.
No, I know. We can't afford to pay you that many games.
It's not by my choice. It's by my check.
Yeah.
They said something about Peck would have to take a pay cut.
Yeah, wasn't having that.
Fat chance.
Wasn't having none of that.
They'd have to cut his beer consumption in half.
Never. How's he get through the show?
Watching this team?
Yeah, I'm about to say, how's he going to make it through?
Not a chance.
Gotta have that, man.
Bulls lose 142-131. Guys, the Bulls scored 131 points tonight and lost.
Yeah.
By the way, thanks y'all for joining us. If you're hanging out on YouTube Live, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button so Katie doesn't need to bug you about it as much later on. Throw us your comments and questions on tonight's game. We'll get to as much of it as we can. The Bulls and Grizzlies exactly tied behind the three-point line tonight. 19 of 42 each team. The Bulls shot 50% from the field. That's pretty good. The Grizzlies shot 57%. Free throws, 13 makes to 14 makes. Points in the paint, Bulls kept it respectable, 64-58 edge to the Grizzlies. I mean, where do you look? Like, okay, the Grizzlies dominated the glass, 49-35. They dominated fast break points, 28-10. And I think pretty much like there's your ball game. The Bulls shot 50% from the field. They shot a high volume and high efficiency from three, and they still lost. And honestly, it wasn't as close as this final score indicates, Dave.
From three.
What was that?
That was my impression of Matt going from three.
From three. Almost sounded for a second like you felt like singing something,
Look,
Katie.
Sometimes I have to entertain myself, okay?
Jeez.
Not here to judge, just want it to be better. So here comes the fun part.
Fun bad.
Bulls put up 131 points.
Yeah.
Bulls had 5 players in double figures. Zach LaVine went insane in the second half.
Third quarter, 17 points.
I mean, he just lost it. He just went crazy. Vooch, another good game, 26 and 18. He had 19 at the half, I believe. 26 and 8, excuse me, for Vooch. Matas Buzelis, a good game. We'll definitely get into that for sure. Taylor Horton-Tucker coming up doing stuff, man. EJ Liddell got in the game. Hit a couple of threes, looking solid, had a block as well.
Garbage time bucket getters.
Got the lead even to like under 10. It got fun. That was fun. Here comes the bad. 8 players in double figures over there in that team that they call the Memphis Grizzlies. I believe only one player was a minus, and it was the guy with 30 points. He was a -4. They were absolutely out of control from that three-point line. What was that, 19 to 42, as you mentioned, 45%?
Bulls
absolutely ridiculous. Bulls matched them up, but they were ridiculous because Wales hit 6 of those things. He's 6 of 10 from the three-point line. And my main man, Huff, all 3 of 3 out there. And where was my man, Puff?
A.K.A. Satya Aldama?
Yes.
Who you decided his name is Puff?
Oh, his name is Puff. That's
Huff and Puff off the Grizzlies
out
bench.
there, baby. Coming in off the bench, baby. You had Bump and Thump in the 90s with the Davis boys. They were Bump and Thump. Now I got Huff and Puff. Oh, yeah, man. I've rocked these guys, man. I really enjoyed watching the way that
Did you
Memphis
just make
played.
that up yourself?
Yeah, I'm good, Will. I'm really good. So, yeah, I just really like the way they played. And they just executed. The execution that they play with is always just really fun to watch to, like, basketball nerds like us. Like, I remember saying to you guys, there are 3 possessions that they had in that third quarter where they hit a 3, came down, hit another 3, and the pass Scottie Pippen threw, like, kind of underneath a whip around for another 3-point shot. I mean, it was just so much fun to watch them execute. So, yeah, it was a fun bad. This is exactly what you can expect more of, as the season goes along. And, yeah, like, I enjoyed watching that game. But Scottie Pippen Jr., man, 30 points and 10 assists. And not a lot of flopping, as he usually would be
some
doing.
flopping.
Not a lot. But, yes, definitely so.
And, Purdue, you were talking in pregame about, like, okay, second night of a back-to-back, 5th game in 7 nights. Mm-hmm. What kind of energy are we going to see from this Bulls team that we've had plenty of conversations about already this season? Like, is it lack of talent and execution or lack of effort? Some nights it's lack of effort. What did you make of it tonight?
Well, it's not lack of talent. Let's start right there, okay? I know, and when I say that, what I mean is that I know this team is only so good, okay? And then you take Lonzo out of the equation, that hurts this team. But when you look at it as far as individual talent, you got Vooch, who's having an all-star year. Mm-hmm. You got Coby. We're still seeing some of the inconsistencies of, good games, bad games.
Very true.
Zach is having a very productive year. I want to talk about him a little bit. Io obviously has struggled with his shooting, but talent. Giddey, talented. Mm-hmm. Okay? But because the team is only so good, these guys all have weaknesses now that are being magnified. Mm-hmm. If they were on a better team, the weaknesses wouldn't be as magnified, and they wouldn't be things that we're discussing. But the great thing is, because of these weaknesses, we know exactly what this team needs to continue to work on as the talent that they have gets better. Mm-hmm. And my point is that let's go back to the Spurs in 96, 97.
Okay.
We went 20-62. Remember we had that conversation about, Pop wasn't really focusing on the wins and losses. Mm-hmm. But what he was focusing on was a culture. He was focusing on effort. He was focusing on setting the bar. He knew that our team was not very talented. I mean, we had more CBA guys than NBA guys because of injuries. And we had guys that made careers out of that season and signed 2- and 3-year contracts. A guy by the name of Jamie Fike with the New Jersey Nets got a 3-year deal.
Wow.
Because he got to play like 50 games with the Spurs, right? So this is why, and I know some people are like, well, and listen, to me, this is just about getting better. I know some people are like, well, your expectations are too high. And I say, well, I disagree because there's 6 banners hanging in that United Center. Mm-hmm. And there's 6 banners hanging in the Advocate Center. So the players see those every day, whether they're playing or practicing, right? But there's certain expectations and certain standards that you need to play to every single day, regardless of how tired you are mentally or physically. Remember I talked about last night's game? Coby struggled I gave Coby the gooner of the night because he struggled to shoot the ball, but he had, 6 rebounds, 9 assists, I think.
Find other ways to be effective.
Yeah, impact the game, okay? So let me go back to, I think we actually had this conversation about Zach in the pregame yesterday, about how pleased we were with his overall effort.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also talked about, Zach said, I hear everything that was said. Mm-hmm. Zach talked about how he looked in the mirror. I loved what Zach said on media day, but I looked in the mirror and knew I had to make some changes and things, this, that, and the other, right? But we talked about defensive lapses, and this isn't just hey, I'm going at Zach LaVine here. Zach is an all-star. I know that. Everybody else knows that. Zach knows that. But because of situations like this is kind of where he's, capping out a little bit, in my opinion. And I don't mean this in a negative way. I just mean that this is what I see from all the great players that I played with and all the great players that I've watched over the years. We don't question his athletic ability, his ability to knock down shots, his ability to attack the rim, his ability to finish, any of that stuff. What we question sometimes is that how good does he truly want to be? Is he out there bumping around tonight saying, hey, listen, man, I dropped 29. What else do you want me to do? Can't really point the finger at me. But I'm not just pointing the finger at him, and this is about everybody. But when you say you want to reach a certain level and you want to try to establish greatness, you can't have nights like this. And if this was one, I'd be okay with that. But we've seen this time and time again, okay? And go back to the article about Vinny's article that we discussed yesterday in pregame. Zach talked about self-awareness. Well, that's what he lacked tonight in this game, in my opinion, was the self-awareness of, with a little leadership, and maybe not necessarily Zach, they win this game. Because, if I'm sitting in the locker room and like Matt was doing, Ja out, this guy out,
Marcus Smart out, Gigi Jackson
this guy out,
Edie out.
I mean, they literally had 4 starters out, okay? Now, Scottie Pippen Jr. had a career night. How many times during the game did we sit here and yell at the TV, who's going to stop the ball?
Yeah.
Is anybody going to step up? And what has Billy talked about? Lack of charges, lack of giving up your body. We didn't see any of that tonight.
And not even just taking charges, but I saw Billy call a couple of different timeouts tonight because nobody even took ball. Like, whether it was a transition or a half-court situation, there were a couple of times when, like, the Bulls defense was just looking around like, you going to guard him, the guy with the ball? You going to guard him? No, okay. And so, like, whether you're talking about Zach and his individual expectations as a defensive player or his leadership expectations, I mean, I think it's a top to bottom problem with this roster.
No, it is. You're exactly right. But the reason why I've singled out Zach is because he wants to be known as the best player. So if that is the case, then the best player is the one that is gathering the team together. He's not the guy that when he attacks the rim and doesn't get the call is lollygagging back and talking to the official while the ball's ahead of him. Mm-hmm. And then it turns into a 5-on-4 and they score on you. Mm-hmm. And then you really never make it past half court.
Yeah. I mean, that was classic Zach.
But the reason why I'm pointing this out is because I think Zach has the ability to be great. Not just an all-star, and maybe not a superstar, but in between. Mm-hmm. Okay? I don't know what the terminology for that is.
Sure.
Well, I mean, on the other hand, Lea Sepulveda in the comments pointing out, to kind of push back, Zach was a substitute all-star, and he doesn't even have that level anymore. I think a lot of fans feel that way about Zach.
But it's not his athletic ability that is holding him back.
Mental.
I think it's just mentally. I think and he has the resources in front of him, of the coaches and everything in order to do that. Okay? Mm-hmm. It's just a choice that he has to make. And I know that he gets frustrated because of the situation that he's found himself in. And unfortunately for him, I don't blame him on but he's just unfortunately been on some bad teams.
Yeah. Today was the fifth anniversary of the Oh My God Zach heroics beating the Charlotte Hornets, which was like the high point of several years of Zach LaVine-led Bulls basketball.
Yeah.
Until we got that one playoff appearance with DeMar and the boys. All right, we got to take our first break here on CHGO Bulls postgame. We will come right back after some words from our friends and sponsors. Get more thoughts on tonight's loss to the Grizzlies, more of y'all's thoughts. Keep them coming. Throw us a super chat if you feel so inclined. And please, for the love of God, don't make us send Katie after you. Hit the like button while we're reading these ads. Simultaneous multitasking. Here we go. Tonight's postgame brought to y'all by Verilife. Verilife?
Verilife.
Verilife. Maybe you're looking for the perfect way to elevate your day. At Verilife Dispensary, they've got everything you need, from premium cannabis products to expert advice. Whether you're new to cannabis or a connoisseur, their knowledgeable bud tenders are here to help you make the best and perfect selections. With 8 different locations across Illinois, discovering your perfect experience has never been easier. Verilife proudly offers a price match guarantee, love those, ensuring that you get the best value by matching local competitors' prices on eligible products. Don't miss out on their latest deals and exclusive offers only at Verilife Cannabis stores and online at Verilife, that's VERILIFE.com. They also have some of the world's best and award-winning lines of products. You got to check out Matter. Matter offers a curated line of premium flower strains and infused gummies crafted to deliver consistent quality and distinctive effects for every preference. Maybe you're looking for something new. P3 offers a variety of infused joints and infused blunts for the solo challenge or a group session. I choose group session. Made with unique combinations of cannabis, distillate, and botanical terpenes, every hint rings true with 35% THC or higher potency. Y'all just use promo code CHGO25, that's CHGO25, in store and receive 25% off one regular priced item. Restrictions apply. Check out Verilife and Verilife.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, get those likes up because Katie doesn't want to drive over the way you are and handle some business. But I'll tell you what, when she does drive over there, it'll be in a car from Ray! CDJR, ladies and gentlemen, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Because the Black Friday sales event is going on all month long at Ray Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. That means you can score huge Black Friday savings on your next vehicle the entire month of November. But don't let these deals pass you by. Stop in today and browse their huge inventory of new vehicles. And right now, shop savings like 0% financing available on all new 2024 Jeep models. Or shop over 125 vehicles priced under $20,000. Let the amazing team at Ray CDJR help you during each step of your car shopping journey. Because with that Ray price promise, the numbers you're hearing right now are the same prices you can expect to shop in-store and online. That's because Ray's price promise means no price changing, no add-ons, and no hidden fees ever. Since they prioritize affordability for their customers, hurry into Ray CDJR today and shop one of Chicago area's largest inventories. Then drive home with more money in your hip pocket than you'd expect. That rhymed. So if you're in the market for a new vehicle, congratulations, then you have to check out our team at Ray Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram because they are the only team that we recommend. Visit them today on Route 12 in Fox Lake. For more information, visit Ray CDJR in Fox Lake or raycdjr.com. They've been serving the community since 1963.
63. Yeah. Rolling along, talking Bulls, Grizzlies on CHGO Bulls postgame. Bulls looked like a team that was playing their 5th game in 7 nights. And I think to a point that is okay.
Yeah.
Like we've been talking about this team being a team that will struggle on defense every night, rested or not. Tonight they were very much not rested.
Yeah.
Credit to them for playing as efficiently as they did on offense. They put up 131 for crying out loud.
They did.
Chase and Ashton in the comments saying the Bulls aren't getting back on D. This fast-paced thing isn't going to work. Look, I mean, the Grizzlies also, for the record, right behind the Bulls coming into tonight's game as far as most fast-paced offenses in the NBA. Bulls 1, Grizzlies right behind them in 2 as far as points for or possessions per 48 minutes, like within 3/10 of a point. So the Grizzlies like to play fast too. They got into a horse race tonight, and it's just that occasionally either the Bulls shot a little less efficiently and or the Grizzlies did things defensively to make that the case.
Yeah.
The Bulls did not.
No. Listen, they have to play this way, man. This is the only way they can play if you want them to be involved and have a chance to win a game. Because if you want them in half court and slowing it down, you're going to get kind of what you kind of saw tonight, which is a lot of Zach LaVine solo stuff, and that's just not going to work. You know what I mean? It's just not going to work that way. So they have to do that, and they have to continue to set the pace themselves. They can't have the other team set the pace and then try to follow along with that. They have to set the pace. They have to set the tone. And also to add to what you were saying, Will, about Zach LaVine, I think you hit it on the head, especially with the mentality of Zach LaVine and what he has, because when he knows he isn't getting those shots, you'll see it because he'll start forcing things. He was not shooting the ball well or a lot in that first half, and when they got it to 64-60, and the Bulls had a chance to cut that joint to 2 or to 1, and Zach just said, "Nope, this is mine. I'm taking it, no matter what. I'm taking this shot." Now, he had been cold. He hadn't been doing anything. Other players have been playing a little bit better. But Zach said, "No, this belongs to me," and womp womp. Didn't work out for him on that. And then in that third quarter, he was like, "Well, okay, still mine. I'm going and I'm taking this over," which was great because those 17 points, it was awesome to watch. But what you also saw was the team kind of standing around watching him because they understood what he wanted to do. And a lot of times, and when Will Gottlieb would talk about this too, when DeMar would be out there doing his thing, even though he's cooking, the team wouldn't be moving. They would just be standing around and they would be watching. So when Zach makes up his mind that he's taking over, no matter what, it stops everything. Everybody just stops doing what they're supposed to do. That's not to a fault of his. That's just the reality of it. So when they stop doing it and they can't move for a team that plays with pace, you're not going to win that game. So, yeah, they have to share the ball, and they have to be more team-oriented with that. I understand Zach's frustration, and I get all of that. He wants to be the man. All of that makes all the sense in the world to me. But you have to play also within what's going on with your team, man. You got to find guys out there. And, again, I'm not taking them to the woodshed for scoring 17 points in the third quarter. I'm saying it was a continuation of that in that fourth, and you just didn't see that ball movement. If you don't see that, then you're not going to see any Bulls victories.
Zach LaVine scored 27 second-half points.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like DeMar. Like, I'm going to be mad. You know what I'm saying? That DeMar for scoring. But I'm just saying it stops things, especially on the offensive end with those guys. And you know you're not getting it defensively with guys like that either.
And on top of that, you mentioned briefly that, Coby, again, did not have a great night, Will. Somebody in the comments, C64 Konami, just said Coby stunk tonight. He kind of did. 11 points on 4 of 11, 2 of 4 from downtown. He did have 5 dimes, but and Dave, you pointed out on one of them when you're talking about the Bulls, and if you want to resort to half-court offenses, and here are options, one of them is Zach LaVine iso ball. Another one is Coby White, who recently in half-court sets in this recent stretch of 5 to 7 games just looks off in some way.
Yeah.
Looks like he's trying to force things that aren't there.
Sure.
Do you see that too, Will? Do you see that Coby in certain offensive sets right now in the half court when they aren't able to run is just trying to do too much a little bit? What do you think is up with him? Is this just a mini slump, or is Coby with the new offense and Giddey and Zach and Vooch and all these other people just look a little bit lost recently?
Well, he what he doesn't look excuse me, what he doesn't look is smooth.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think, and I don't know why, what I see when he's playing right now is hesitation. And when he hesitates, then that takes him out of his rhythm. And that's something that he can't afford. And this team can't afford. Because that's very rarely do we see 2 games in a row like this for Coby.
Yeah, true.
I understand he's been up and down, but one thing I always loved about Coby, amongst other things, is he responded. Right? So I know that he'll go back and look at the film and he'll find a way to make those changes, and he'll also ask for help. But according to what you guys were talking about Zach doing his thing and, But the self-awareness part about how does Vooch have 19 in the first half and only 2 in the third? Mm-hmm. Okay? Because we know how effective this team can be running the offense through him. Mm-hmm. Guys will get their touches. He's a very willing passer, right? But the biggest difference was between the two, as you pointed out, very similar teams, first and second in pace, how they attack, what they do. 38 assists for Memphis to 29, meaning Memphis making the extra pass, taking a good shot to a better shot. What we didn't see tonight, still 29 assists, still solid, but what we didn't see was making the extra pass, okay? Because 49 out of 97, 55 out of 96. They shot better, but I also thought the quality of their shots were better. And because of the lack of defense and rotation and et cetera, a lot of those shots were uncontested. And, regardless of how good your offense is, in this team, even though they're playing fast and their pace is at number one, I don't think they're leading the league in scoring. They're leading the league in pace. There's a difference between the two. They're still going to have limitations. So this is where at some point, and you, as we were going on the air, you said Billy made a comment in his post-game press conference that, the defense is something they address every day.
Yep, that's what he said.
So I guess you got to keep addressing it.
Yeah.
Are they not paying attention?
And look, I know that there are a lot of Bulls fans out there who think that Billy Donovan is the biggest problem in an organization that has a lot of problem. I don't feel the same way. I don't know if you want to blame Billy Donovan on this team and its defensive execution or lack thereof. Maybe some portion of that blame pie lies at his feet, but to his credit, he also completely revamped what this Bulls team is doing offensively in the departure of DeMar. And you're right, Perdue, just because you're playing faster doesn't mean your offense is better. However, the Bulls offense, they were not this much of a scoring team. The Bulls were 8th in NBA points per game coming into tonight, 116.6. In a completely different style of offense.
Yeah.
There are improvements. It's not just playing faster. And we know that, of course, trying to cut down or minimize turnovers as much as you can while playing faster and having a higher possibility of turnovers because of your style. Yeah. You're still seeing the completely new offense work well. They scored 131 points tonight against, by the way, a top 10 defense.
Yeah, that part. They're scoring. That's not the issue. That was the first thing I said when I said, let's talk about the fun part. They scored 131 points. Come on, man. It's hard for me to get upset at something that I knew was about to happen. And we talked about what's going to go down with this team this season as far as how they were going to be defensively. We kind of knew that.
I didn't think they would be this bad.
No, I did. The kind of thing that I kept saying, Will, that they had to focus on was, well, what do they do good on defense? And I thought it was on-ball defense and trying to get steals and getting out and running, in that way. I felt that they should try to get their focus on that more so than playing that team-oriented style of actual, drawing up the defense kind of play, because they're going to get cooked. We saw it a lot tonight, getting fried, fricasseed, laid to the side. You saw Josh Giddey, 6'8", getting cooked up by Luke Kennard, saving big money with Luke Kennard, man. He was getting fried up. And Luke Kennard, I'm talking about going inside. Yeah. Not just hitting crossovers. He backed him down like he was Charles Barkley out here and went up on a dude who is much taller than him, and he didn't know what to do. What do you do with that? You know what I mean? That's just what it is. This is who this team is and the kind of defense that they are going to play. When they have to play a team-oriented style of defense, but for me, it's more about getting on ball and trying to guard guys.
No, their perimeter defense has been bad for years.
Yeah.
It's not just this year. All of a sudden, it's
very
exposed.
Very true. But even when we talked in pregame, all the guys he mentioned defensively, Dalen Terry is a good on-ball defender. Ayo Dosunmu, good on-ball defender. Julian Phillips, a good on-ball defender. Matas Buzelis is a good help defender. But those three guys I mentioned, that's what they do best, is being on ball. So I thought that they should focus more on doing that, but I'm not shocked that they're bad.
And again, and we talked about this a little bit in pregame. Those are all young guys getting spot minutes here and there off the bench in various ways. The starting lineup. We all looked at the projected starting lineup coming into the season to say Zach LaVine, Coby White, Josh Giddey, and Vooch are 4 of your 5. Defensively speaking,
Challenge.
barf. And these are the results. So Bulls all day in the comments saying, dude, Wes Unseld, Billy Donovan, 2 defensive coaches. What are we talking about here, Matt? I'm talking about 2 coaches who have that defensively to work with as their starting 5.
Yeah, bro. Seriously.
What is a coach supposed to do about that? 4 of your 5 starters are those players defensively, and I'm not trying to like insult them, but they are the defensive players they are. And I mean, even the coach of the year, whoever that person might be, is not going to turn some miracle, out of that turd. Oh, and by the way, this Bulls team that's been defensively challenged, roster construction speaking, for the entirety of Billy's tenure here, 2022-23 season, the Bulls were the 5th best defense in the NBA. Billy Donovan get no credit for that? Come on now. We got to take a break. When we come back, let's talk about some fun things, some happy things. Matas Buzelis.
He did
Yes,
stuff.
sir.
Hit the like button while we read some ads. More coming up next here on Postgame.
Katie's going to hit you.
Verbal abuse?
Oh, no.
Oh, man. Bluetooth.
Hey.
That's what it's time for.
Hello.
Dim the lights. Everything's smooth. Got to have the moment right. And you want to be ready. And the way to be ready is Blue Chew. It's an online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but at a fraction of the cost and in a chewable form. Yes, Will Perdue.
Please, I know you could do better. I need a better, sexy voice.
Oh, you want me to really go there, Will?
Yeah, I don't
want to turn
need.
on too many women out there. I'm trying to be cool, bro. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to
Help them sell the product.
Oh, brother, it's what I do.
All right, then let's hear
Sell
it.
it. All
That
right.
was just, you could have been standing on the corner selling a newspaper reading that ad.
Buy Blue Chew, 50 cents.
Come on now.
The process is simple.
There we go.
Yeah. Sign up at bluechew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
That's what I'm talking about, dude.
Yeah. Blue Chew tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped directly straight to your door. And the best part, it's all done online. That means no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at that pharmacy. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever the opportunity arises.
Oh, baby.
Oh, yeah. Does it work? Do you think you need it? Well, try it free for a month and see, because we feel you're going to love it. And we got a special deal just for the listeners out there. Try Blue Chew free when you use that promo code ALLCITY. At checkout, just pay $5 shipping. That's right. Go to bluechew.com, promo code ALLCITY to receive your first month free. Because the mood is right. Visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring this podcast. Oh, yeah. Because it's time to get sexy on you when the drums drop. Come on, Blue Chew, come on. Blue Chew, come on. And get it on.
Guys, I think we just got a little glimpse into Uncle Will's Let's Get Freaky playlist.
The Get It In. The Will Perdue Get It In playlist. How did he have it that ready? Like, he pressed one button.
Up.
He pressed one button.
Like a golf ball on a tee, baby.
Just like going. It's on, baby. Oh, Perdue.
Yeah, I mean, you know what else can help you get in the mood
Perdue at
sometimes?
the JW, baby.
Is
I was holding that in.
holding what
Hey,
in?
I got to give that to you, brother.
Thank you, man.
Can I go home?
I appreciate that. Hey,
We're
man.
almost there, Katie. 5 games in 7 nights. We're almost there.
It's getting a little hot in here.
Kind of hot in these rhinos. Post game also brought to you
Should have
by
wore shorts today, big boy.
our friends at Coors Light.
I keep it ready.
Where are the games? Between work, social media, and the choices life throw our way, plus having to watch the Bulls try and play defense and fall flat on their face every night, it's no wonder we can get a little worked up, a little stressed out. Coors Light celebrates rising above all that noise and that chaos and that stress and choosing a chill mindset for yourself. Why not turn a rained-out barbecue into the 1,000th annual co-hosted Will Gottlieb and Will Perdue karaoke party?
Pretty fun.
Why not, after a tough loss, settle the scores with an ice-cold peace offering? Ice cold as in Coors Light, not as in iced cup of coffee. It's important to make that distinction. Make the choice to choose chill, then reach for Coors Light. It's mountain cold refreshment, y'all. When the mountains turn blue on that bottle or that can, you know the beer inside is as cold as the Rockies and ready to drink. It's cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. So make the most of the times you choose chill, then choose Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/CHGO basketball. That's CoorsLight.com/CHGO basketball. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Yeah, Peck dropped it on you too.
That's right.
Crack that.
Charles Keeley, Barry White has entered the chat.
Yeah, that's right.
This is my favorite and least favorite comment somebody has ever left in one of our streams right here.
What's that?
Eco Bean with Sunnyside Coors and Blue Chew. Someone's getting pregnant tonight.
She might get pregnant.
Hey, man. I think it's a good clue that y'all should tune into our content. Tell your Bulls fan friends. Tell all of your Chicago sports fan friends. CHGO is where you want to be, because if our sponsors tell you anything, it's just like we like to have a good time.
Yeah. Oh no, we're gonna kick it.
Hey, can we try something?
What's the
Okay, again. All right, what we doing, Will?
Oh,
Katie's scared now.
Frenchie's here again tonight.
Frenchie.
What up, Clem? In the building.
Call that man Frenchie, yo.
Hey, Clem, come here, man.
Will Perdue, dog.
You're being summoned by Uncle Will.
Being summoned.
Here, sit right here.
Oh, Will was through talking?
Will's done?
Yeah, Will was through
Will's done for
talking.
the day?
Now Will
that's what he
wants to
wanted.
get up.
Now it's time
He
for him
didn't
to go,
want to
man.
get out of the
What's
chair
going on?
3 minutes
What's up,
ago.
buddy boy?
That's all you wanted. Okay, I see what's up, Will.
Dave, pull the read up.
But what reader?
I'm a bit scared now.
No,
No, they don't get
we're
two,
not
bro.
doing that again.
They
No,
get one. They get one.
no,
Oh no.
The sexy French voice.
immediately no,
That's a
No,
French,
Will.
no.
that's
We're
a
not
French
going to
voice.
make one of
I'm
our
not sure about the
viewers
sexy
read
part.
an ad for a sexual aid.
He said,
Immediately
he said, I
no.
got the French voice. I'm not sure about the sexy part.
Oh, my God.
Look at Katie.
Oh,
wow.
my God.
Wow.
These are fifth game in 7 nights vibes, y'all.
Oh, my God.
That's what this
Good
is.
work.
Oh, man. CHGO, baby, Julie.
That's right.
They gonna be
That's
flying
right.
out.
Well, so how is the madhouse tonight, Clem? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Obviously, I don't know if it works or not. The game itself, obviously, not as fun as last night. Right?
Yes.
Quite some terrible sequences defensively. I did like some stuff, like we had some good runs, like end of the second quarter and stuff like that, with Matas having some good minutes. Josh Giddey, again, was not bad.
No, you were
Right,
solid.
he did all right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Josh who?
Josh Giddey. Defensively was a bit of a struggle for him, but I mean, we expect that from him.
It was a
I guess.
defense struggle for the whole squad tonight. True.
Yeah. Was it like the 5th game in 7 nights?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I believe now they have 2 days off, which is like the second time this
Thank
year
God.
only. So yeah,
Need a break.
Needed.
much needed rest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Need that.
Yeah, you could tell. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame that Phillips couldn't play. I
man.
really like that kid.
Yeah.
He was really good yesterday.
Yeah.
So he couldn't like build up on that. Same with Dallin Terry. He wasn't as good as yesterday.
Dalen had
It's
an
a
off
bit of a
night
shame.
tonight.
Yeah.
He had an off night.
He wasn't really
A
no.
A couple
lot
times
of-
he was attacking the basket and or the paint with reckless abandon and just
Yeah.
like had no plan as
Yeah.
far as where he was going or what he was
which
doing.
is a bit
so.
of a shame because like the last few games he was a little bit more in control, like knowing
Right.
what he would do, and it feels like a step backward this time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just one game, so it's
Yeah,
like nothing
5
too
games in
crazy.
7 nights.
Yeah,
You
the
see
last
that.
few games he was really, really good in his decision making and stuff like that. Yeah, he was going to the paint, getting some free throws and stuff. None of that tonight, so yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but
I understand that.
happens.
Well,
have fun.
Before you give Uncle Will his seat back, why don't you tell the people out there in Bulls Nation how you had yourself some brunch today?
Boom.
Because I believe Uncle Will hooked you and your lady up.
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, we wanted to come back here tonight for that, to say thank you, Will, because, he really hooked us up really well today. We went to his wife's...
Vela. You guys went to Vela?
Name, yeah. But
Great
is it
spot.
like the only restaurant she's got? She's got many... She's got a couple, right. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But that one was...
That's the newest one. So.
The newest one, right, which was, if you come to Chicago,
Check it out.
Oh yeah, big time. We had the pan francais, which, wow. Like, that's the kind of brunch we really enjoy. So yeah, that was really good.
I need you to do us a favor.
Oh, yeah.
You can talk in the mic.
So
As long as that favor is not read this Blue Chew ad, Will.
Look at that hand on the technical.
she's
Katie's
got her hand on the dump button.
She got her hands ready, bro.
All right, now.
You're not gonna ask me to sing, right?
No, we're not. But we're gonna ask you to tape. We're gonna tape something for you because you're gonna be on this show for the rest of the year now, even though you physically won't be here.
Right.
Katie's gonna tape this part.
Okay.
And play it back immediately.
We talked about this
Yeah,
yesterday.
exactly. It works. Yeah.
No, I don't. I'm not gonna ask you to tape it, but so I need
Just
you.
film it and play the video.
Yeah, I need you to. So you did a really good job. You were. How do you say Bulls win?
Victoire?
Victoire des Bulls.
Victoire
des Bulls. So now, unfortunately, we need you to do the opposite.
Oh.
Oh,
So we need you
Did
to
I
do-
say that? I said that. They're gonna ask me to do like they lost now, so we got
Yeah.
So
jingle of that
now,
as well.
now you kind of have to have a somber voice.
Well, that's not difficult.
You gotta give us a little volume, but then you basically in French say, "Bulls lose."
All right. Okay. Let me go in character.
Yeah.
Say it like
in
3 or 4
character.
times so we can get this.
Défaite des Bulls. Défaite des Bulls. Défaite des Bulls.
So sad. So much feeling and
I
heart in
felt
there.
that in my soul.
I mean,
Yeah, I was just like watching that Talenoton took a behind the back dribble that went.
is there a cameo
bounds.
on a podcast equivalent of an Oscar? Because give it to this dude. Now how do you say hat toss in French?
Lancer de casquette.
Lancet casquette.
All right.
Bulls
Lancer de
lose.
casquette.
Hey!
Oh, sorry,
Hands are flying.
I nearly got Kelly. Sorry.
That's
Hit the
amazing.
like button for all these French words we're learning together, Bulls fans.
That's right.
Yeah, as long as we don't learn the swearing, that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, we can talk about that for sure.
Oh, yeah.
You need that for the Blue Chew.
Later on, yeah. Yeah, we can do that.
All right. So, what's left on your itinerary before you leave Chicago?
So we still have to go to that Portillo's.
Yep.
Yes.
that
Yes.
we
Get your
won't
free
do
hot
tonight.
dogs.
When do you leave?
Yes.
So we leave on Monday night. The plane is at like 9 something.
In the evening. Okay.
So,
got 2 more days.
yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
Yeah. So we still want to go ice skating on
Okay.
the Magidali
Yeah.
ice rink. We're gonna go to Lou Malnati's.
Okay.
Because the previous times we've been to Giordano's and everyone is saying Lou Malnati's is better. So
Okay.
we're gonna
Have
give
you
it a
been to
shot.
Pequods?
Bow. That part.
That's the
We
best.
have not been to Pequod's.
That's the one.
No.
Clem, my man.
Yeah.
That's the one.
I mean, if you have any
It's-
recommendation, we still have 2 days to
Pequod's.
fill up with stuff. So you know.
Pequods.
But Matt, where's the best one downtown?
It's on Clybourne, way
Yeah.
too close to my house.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
It's literally
For sure.
down Clybourne a mile and a half from my house.
Yeah.
Right.
And so it's a hike
amazing.
if you're staying downtown while
Right.
you're here. You know, it's a little bit out of the way. It's up on the north side of town, but
Yeah, but
worth the trip,
Uh-huh.
worth the wait.
So good.
I mean, we have time. You know, we have like 2 full days to fill up.
There's
stuff,
no
you know.
rule that says you can't get various Chicago pizza joint places
Yep.
in the same day.
Oh, yeah.
I've
This has
I've
happened.
done that many times.
I've been there.
There's not many
done
rules
that.
when it
Or
comes to food.
Chicago style pizza and Portillo's in the same day. That's
Yeah.
just a great day.
There's no rule.
That's a
Right.
great
That's
day,
a really
yeah.
phenomenal day. Oh
The
man.
burning up on the ice rink and then just put it all back.
There you go.
That's right. Or drink more beers
You
and watch
burn
football.
the calories and then you replace them.
Yeah.
Just like Uncle Will was telling us about his rookie year in the NBA.
Yes.
After game nights, he would swing through the Wendy's drive-thru on the way home,
Dave
get himself a Dave's double, some fries, and a Frosty,
That's it.
which sounds delightful right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Big time.
Shout out, man. That's good stuff. That's good stuff, man. All right, let's get Uncle Will.
All right, Rook,
get Uncle Will
you got to
back.
give the vet a seat back.
Get the bed and seat back.
We're almost done here.
How are those knees hanging out, Uncle Will?
Yeah, give him a second. Give him a sec. Give him a second. Give him a second.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. That's the sound.
Yeah.
That's the sound I was waiting on.
I'm a little concerned the seat's a little warmer than when I left it.
It's because that's that Victoire Day seat.
Oh, man. I feel
man.
like maybe I want to start taking some French.
You want to start?
I don't know. I've never taken French, studied French. When we went to Paris for that
Yeah,
Bulls game
yeah.
trip,
That's true.
back in January of 23, I spoke 2 words of French.
Yeah.
Felt like an idiot the whole time we were there. Well, look at this Frenchman like speaking perfect English over here. But isn't that like one of the things that like people are obsessed with? But there's some app that like teaches you new languages these days.
I'm
Yes.
sure there is.
Yeah.
I think it's
I'm
called
sure there is.
what's it called?
Duolingo.
Yes, thank you, Katie. Katie for the win.
That's been around for
I have
a
a
while.
bunch of friends who are using it, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, it's actually like it works."
Now I'm just waiting for the one where I can just talk into it and it'll tell you in that language exactly what I said. So.
There's some of that technology in certain smartphones.
Yeah,
they're
but
hawking
I
these
need
days.
it to be better.
yeah, like
I need it to be better
exact.
than that. You know, exact. This is exactly what I'm saying. So,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm learning a little French right now. A little bit.
Here's a question. Speaking of learning new languages, how do you say "play the damn kid more minutes" in Lithuanian?
I didn't see that one coming.
Because play the damn
Guess
kid
who we
more
talking
minutes.
about? Matas.
I know we just touched on it. Clem just talked about it. Hey, we got some real modest minutes tonight again.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
We'll never not love that.
Never.
And shout out to our guy Hayes from Chicago Bulls Central. I saw a tweet of his after one of the many things that Matas did tonight that were great and had Bulls fans excited, whether they're watching at home or up on their feet in the UC. Saying, look, Matas has already shown us through draft night interviews, through summer league, through any minutes and any run he's getting, and any time he gets an interview. Rookie year, he has the confidence and the right frame of mind to want to be one of the best players in the league.
Correct.
As a rookie, he has that frame of mind.
Yeah.
How many times we sit here and say, does Patrick Williams even like basketball?
Yeah.
Matas loves basketball, and he wants to be the best at it. You can already tell. Given what this season's goals are, why aren't you playing him more? Yeah, let him get roughed up. Let him realize he needs to hit the weight room this offseason. Let him realize that he has a lot to learn. Learn by doing. Learn by, hey, getting knocked around and getting your ass kicked a little bit on some nights, but then also having moments that he had tonight.
Yeah.
Running in transition, leading that Bulls offense. Like, when did the Bulls offense kind of stall out? Because I think it's when Matas was off the floor at times.
Bing.
Like those, giving these guys, whether it be Josh Giddey or Coby or anyone else who's capable of these outlet passes, something to throw to, someone to throw to out there. Whether it's Matas running to the corner and confidently rising for a three, or Matas running right down the middle for a breakaway jam.
Yeah.
Jam.
Like,
Oh, jam.
and he continues to, as you said a minute ago, Dave, show you things on the defensive end. As a help defender, as a guy who can rotate, help get back to his man. We saw him accomplish that tonight. I believe he had at least one more block on his block tally for the season tonight.
He did.
Why aren't you playing this kid? This is a youth movement, yes?
Yes.
He's showing you he's confident. He's showing you he wants to get better. And he's already pretty darn good.
Yes.
Freaking play him.
Play him.
Look at the plus minus.
Matas is plus minus? Is it is it telling?
Will's face. Though.
Is it telling? Matas off the bench tonight, plus 10.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's got to play. It really doesn't. Listen, after I had that interview with him in Summer League Flex,
Did you just flex yourself?
Yeah.
yeah.
He does
yeah.
that sometimes.
After I had that interview, Will, with
Flex.
him, that really convinced me that there was no need for him to do anything but be on the floor with this team because mentally, and you've said the same thing, mentally, he's got it. He's in the right place, headspace mentally, like riding that line of confidence and cocky. He's not cocky, but he is extremely confident, and he's not scared of the work. He wants the work. And so when I would ask him, well, what is a typical day like? I wake up, I go to the gym, I play for like 2 hours, I come home, I eat, I take a rest, and then I go back to the gym for another couple hours, and then I come home and play video games.
Right back there.
Wash, rinse, repeat. That's exactly all he did. He said, I might lift weights somewhat a little bit, but everything was around basketball. That was it. This is his life. This is what he wants to do. And when you want greatness, and Will, you know this better than anyone, when you want greatness, it's not about talking about how you want it. It's about showing how much you want it and putting that work in day after day after day after day after day. That grind all the time is what he's about. When we had his shooting coach on our show, he talked about it. He talked about his mental fortitude, and he talked about his work ethic. And he talked about the people around him who are constantly pushing him to be great and putting him in situations, whether it was physically or verbally, to get him ready for the league. So when he's out there on the floor, he's not scared of nothing. He just wants the opportunity. You can see those moments when he's out there learning and he's out there thinking like, okay, next time I'm going to do this. Okay, I'm going to put a pin in that. Okay, next time I'm going to put the forearm here. All right, that's going to get a foul. Okay, I'm not going to go this way. You see him doing all this stuff, and it's going to click and come together kind of like it did tonight. You saw it click a little bit. Now, he's figured out, I need to go stand in this corner because this is the way I'm going to get the ball, right? Mm-hmm. I'm going to go stand in this corner, and I'm going to hit these threes in this corner. What we also figured out tonight was we saw a point guard figure out, I got this huge dude who likes to run. Wait a minute, let me start getting him the basketball. That guard was Josh Giddey. He started saying, oh my God, wait, it's somebody who's running? Here's the ball. You saw it on 3 straight possessions. As soon as they got the rebound, Giddey head up, he was down the floor, boom, here's the basketball. This side, there's the ball. This side, there's the ball. So I like the fact players are now recognizing it too, because he's going to make your life so much easier, and he's going to get you so many assists if you just look for the young man, because he is always going to be the first one down the floor. He is going to put in that effort, man, and he will make the help block and still be the first dude down the floor. That is a dude who wants to be great and a guy who wants to be great for this team. Put him in the game and play him all the minutes. Let him fall. Let him stumble. Let him crawl, but let him learn. He got to get out there and learn this game, man, because this dude is going to be good.
Bars.
That was a bar. Oh, my God.
I got a million of them. Don't worry. But thank you.
Let him fall.
Where do you land on this, Perdue, when it comes to like giving a rookie a bigger role as the season progresses, whether or not he's earned it? A lot of Bulls fans in the comments saying, like, is this Billy who's not playing him? And we know that Billy is a vets coach. He likes his vets. He likes playing his vets. But if it's solely a Billy thing, that Matas isn't getting more minutes than he is, why are Javon Carter and Torrey Craig riding DNP coaches' decisions every night while Dalen and Julian and these guys are playing?
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a brain trust of Billy, a.k.a. Eversley, saying, okay, how many minutes can we get away with playing Matas out of the gate without having certain league eyes looking our way as opposed to veteran players? Yeah. But the other thing is, even with the Bulls being shorthanded right now, no Patrick, no Lonzo, no Julian tonight, so Matas gets run. Or Julian Phillips healthy tonight? Does Matas play the 23 whatever minutes he played? No.
Great question.
And you're talking about developing all these young guys. We were wondering where and how, if ever, does Matas fit into this rotation this season? Yeah. And we were like, well, unless we get a bunch of trades of vets or a bunch of injuries, they're going to be hard to come by. And that's been the case. We're just sitting here saying, hey, when the rookie plays like this, give him more minutes.
That's it.
But who do you then say, all right, we're pulling minutes away from you, other young guy we're trying to develop, and giving those minutes to Matas instead? Because somebody else in the comments just said, like, Patrick Williams is out. Why not start Matas? A horrifying question is, like, is the guy who Matas should maybe taking the spot of the one who's rehabbing a sore foot again right now, who you also just gave $90 million to? Is that the one of the young core you're developing whose role Matas should be taking?
Hey, I'm just saying, dog. Those are the questions that are going to need to be answered. And it's not going to be a verbal answer. It's going to be a physical one because it's going to be answered on the floor. And right now, there's some whispers of an answer is all I'm saying. There's some whispers of an answer going on. But I'm not taking that away from Pat. Like you said, you can't lose your job you shouldn't lose your job to an injury or anything like that. I'm just looking at the effort. This is all I'm looking at is the effort that is happening out there on the floor when Matas Buzelis comes in. The dude brings that energy. He brings the athleticism. This Bulls don't have a ton of that. And he makes life simpler so guys can be in their natural kind of positions. When you're playing your best at your kind of natural position, everybody else falls in line with what they're supposed to do. And that's why Giddey's eyes lit the hell up when he saw him. He was like, oh, I know how this works. Here's the ball. You know what I mean? Like, hey, behind the back. Hey, let's do some more of this. This is fun. So as long as that continues to go on, he's going to get better and make things better for this team. But again, he's a rookie. I'm not trying to put all this on him like this dude is about to take the world by storm, like he's about to start averaging 50 or anything like that. That's not what I mean. I'm just saying he has to have those opportunities to get out there and play and showcase what he can really do because there is something there, ladies and gentlemen. There's something there that needs to be harnessed, that needs to be cultivated. Like it needs to be because he looks like something that we can really enjoy watching, that we will enjoy tuning in to Bulls games to watch Matas Buzelis play basketball.
What do you think, Will?
I think the key word you said there is cultivate.
Mm-hmm.
The interesting thing, we were talking prior to the game about what Matas did last night. And I was commenting about how he doesn't really understand how to play the game at this level yet. He basically just plays at one speed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And eventually with more experience, more playing time, he'll figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
That not only comes with playing time, but that comes with maturity, and that comes with repetition. That comes with, going back and breaking down film and pointing out certain things and aspects of the game, but also doing that with your coaches about, and asking a million questions, which he does.
Mm-hmm.
But as you talked about, probably the thing I like the most is he doesn't shy away from the effort. Because sometimes if you try and you fail, you don't have any answers.
Mm-hmm.
But he's trying. He's having some success. He's also failing as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like he's learning from his failures.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of like we talk about with Zach and every other player. That's some self-awareness of, like when you watched the Windy City Bulls game last Saturday.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, I did.
And he did that post-game interview, and he talked more so about the things he needed to work on.
Yes, he did.
Than the things he had success with that night.
Yes, he did.
Because he talked about how hard he had been working on the three, which is evident by his form. We see that now every time he plays. But we know he's got decent handles, not great. He's got to work on that. But probably the biggest thing, like you talk about, is I like the mentality of which he plays with and the confidence that he plays with when he steps on the floor. He's not arrogant by any means, but he's confident in what he thinks he can become. Not necessarily at the moment what he can do, but what he can become.
Yes. Yes.
That's going to do it for those of you watching on our Fast channel tonight. Appreciate y'all tuning in. For those of you who want to keep rolling, join us over on ALLCITY.com. Look, I think when you're talking about this young team and there's a lot of goals that you're trying to juggle, and building Matas is one of them, I think the thing that we shouldn't at all be worried about is his confidence. Yeah. As you, Perdue, were talking about, like, he's going to have some rough nights. He's going to have some nights where he gets beat. He's going to have some nights where he learns lessons the hard way. And I think for the most part, Bulls Nation is sitting here excited about this pick, saying, we're cool with watching that.
Yeah.
We're cool with watching those moments from Matas Buzelis, the tough learning moments, the welcome to the league rook moments.
Yeah.
Because he's also, while having those moments, the growing pains, if you will, 20-year-old man who's 8 feet tall, talking about growing pains, we also see moments like tonight where he that dunk he had coming in down the right side of the paint, it looked like he was about to hit the rafters of the United Center.
Just glide.
Gliding through the air, slam like,
Yeah.
We want that. Mm-hmm. This is going to be a rough season to watch, y'all. We all know it. We're 18 games into it. It's been rough to watch at times. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's been fun, bad.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's been rough to watch, and the Bulls fall to 7-11 tonight. But
I see you, Amari. I caught that, Amari. I caught that. Well done. Well done.
Is that a
it's a nice reference. It's a really nice reference.
We appreciate
but also
references.
there's a good comparison right there, Adrian. I really like that comparison.
Matas game eerily similar to Franz Wagner's, man. Ooh, I saw that Franz had himself a night.
How you feel about that, Will?
I really like that comparison. The only difference is Wagner was more experienced coming into the league than Matas. There's a lot of that's a really good comparison. There's a lot of similarities right there.
And I think the thing that it looks like Franz Wagner is showing people that we're not quite sure where his NBA ceiling is yet because he's continuing to improve. Bulls fans are wondering with this squad who has the highest ceiling. Mm-hmm. Because if Zach and Vooch are the awkwardly still here present but basically the past, and we're talking about who are you building this team with, who are you building this team around, which of these young players has the highest ceiling. Mm-hmm. Some people think it's Coby White. I think a lot of Bulls fans think it's Coby White. Some people think, especially if you're talking about two-way players, it's Ayo. Some people really like the potential in Julian Phillips. Yeah. There are still a smattering maybe, of Patrick Williams believers out there.
Smattering.
I think right now, and especially on nights like tonight when we saw what we saw, there is a significant contingent of Bulls Nation who thinks actually Matas might have the highest ceiling of this group of players we have right now. Yeah. And if that's the case, and hey, maybe the play-in is fun, but we know you're not winning a playoff series this year. Maybe if that ceiling is the highest of this young core of players you have, how about hitting the turbo button on his development by playing him more? How about that?
Hit it. Go ahead, Will. Oh, your hand up? Okay. I thought you was hitting me ready to say something.
And I don't care what conversations need to be had between Billy and AK and Eversley and Michael Reinsdorf, whoever. I don't give a shit. Just get the kid out there more.
You don't give a what?
A shit. from the wire.
I feel right.
I don't
but the biggest, the best thing that you've said,
shout out Clay Davis,
that gives you hope, is that you're having a discussion about 4 or 5 players of who has the highest ceiling, not just one.
Yeah.
Oh, good point, Will.
Okay, so
didn't even mention Julian Phillips. You're right.
I mean, you're talking about
special boy.
Yes.
Significant improvement from Julian Phillips. I think he has the tools to do it. Mm-hmm. Obviously, with Matas, Jalen Smith, solid signing. Mm-hmm. But the hardest part, and again, this is the hardest part. Somebody made a comment about, it's got to be difficult for me to watch them give up this many points. Is trying to, one, be patient, which is very difficult because this team still has talent.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to remind yourself what the goal is this year. But you can still lose games and get better. You can still lose games per se. And develop a standard.
Is that French?
You can still have expectations. Mm-hmm. All right? To where now you get to the off season, you've positioned yourself for that draft pick. Mm-hmm. And you can answer you can throughout this season, you can answer questions. Yeah. We continue to watch Matas get better. Mm-hmm. Julian Phillips get better. Mm-hmm. Dalen Terry get better. There's a lot of positive things that could happen.
Yeah.
That probably we won't be able to measure with a box score.
Yeah, no, you're right. And my hope, Will, is the continued play of Matas and his continued growth forces tough and hard decisions for not only Billy Donovan, but for AK and Mark Eversley to make. Because if it continues in that way, you're going to have to make tough decisions on certain players and wonder where they're going to fit in or if they're going to fit in with this guy. You know what I mean? Again, this is pure speculation if Matas becomes that guy. But I just want him to continue down this road and make it hard. Dalen Terry used to say he wanted to make it hard for Billy to take him out the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want Matas to make it hard for them to build the game around anyone else. That's what I want from him. You know what I mean? I don't want 10 points. You know what I mean? I'm cool with 6 rebounds, couple 3. No, bro. That's not the trajectory I want him on right there. I want him on a different kind of trajectory where we're like, oh, man, this might be somebody we can actually do something with and build around. And just make life hard on the front office and their decision-making and change some of their minds for a decision that they might want to make that now they can't make because you showed them this is what you need to be doing and it involves me. That's what I want him to do. And again, this comparison is, oh, God, all right? But it reminds me when Jordan first showed up and immediately guys like Orlando Woolridge, you know what I'm saying, and those kind of guys, you got to go. You know what I mean? You got to get out the way because I have to build around this. I've got to build around this. I wasn't planning on this. I thought Orlando was getting into his prime. He was still an all-star. This was the man. Gold chains and everything. Like, he was smooth.
Here's your bus ticket, and it's Watley.
You know what I'm saying? But it's time to go because I have to let this dude
But you know who recognized all that, made that happen, right?
Say it.
Jerry Krause.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
He made the hard decisions.
Exactly. Say that again.
He made the hard decisions, and he turned over the roster.
Yes.
And then put together the puzzle around the main piece. And he consistently did it year after year after year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that being said, let me say one more thing.
Yes, sir.
Because we're coming to the end of our show here.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah.
There you go, Big Dave.
Come on, Will. I'm right with you.
Josh Giddey is going to be the everybody's sticking point, hot button, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And not so much because of him, but unfortunately because of who he was traded for and what that individual meant to this organization and this fan base.
Sure.
So Giddey is a very good NBA player. He's obviously got holes in his game.
Sure.
Okay? But as we've talked about before, if you put him with the right players, you can eliminate some of his weaknesses, not necessarily because he's going to get so much better, but because the sum then becomes greater than the individual parts. Right now, this team's individual parts are greater than the sum. And that's just the way it is. So we can talk about the players, talk about Billy, but this is, for this organization, this is about top to bottom, okay? This is about the players trying to play to a certain standard.
Yeah.
This is about Billy holding those players to that standard. And if what he says is true, which I believe him, they talk about defense every day, then keep talking about it. Keep putting them in the video room. Keep talking about it. Keep talking about it. And then it's up to Arturas and Mark to make the proper trades.
Correct.
See,
Big Dave. I'm sorry, Matt.
yeah.
I see you biting your lip over there.
Yeah.
It's bleeding.
Well, and because, you're talking about making the tough decisions, making the right reads on the right trades, and putting the right pieces around, making the puzzle fit, so to speak. Anthony in the comments said, Peck, do the Bulls even know which of these young Bulls players has the highest ceiling? I would say, with a terrified face, no, they don't. But when it comes to Giddey specifically in this young crop, and making sure that the sum of the parts, greater than the whole or not, et cetera, I would push back on the point you were just trying to make, Will, because we saw Giddey in a system that was tailor-made. Maybe by design, maybe it worked out that way, to cover up his flaws. That Oklahoma City Thunder team with Josh Giddey on it last year was the best three-point shooting team in the NBA, masking his flaw of not being a floor spacer but a playmaker. They also had the fourth best defense in the NBA, despite Josh Giddey's glaring defensive presence. He was removed from a place that was built well to deal with his flaws, and they still pulled him from the rotation in the playoffs in crunch time. And the Bulls, as you just eloquently stated, have a long way to go to get hopefully the right pieces around, maybe with Giddey, maybe without, before they even sniff being as good of a team as the Thunder were last year and are again this year. Mm-hmm. That's to me still the sticking point, as you said, about Giddey. He was in a good situation in OKC. Floor spacers, quality defenders. And still look what happened. Mm-hmm. That to me is the most terrifying part.
Yeah, but that being said, I agree with everything you just said, but maybe we have to stop looking at him as a starter and looking at him as a player that's maybe better suited to come off the bench. Which unfortunately is disappointing because of again, now we're back to not so much about Josh Giddey, but who we traded him for and what his impact was on this organization and this fan base and how he played and what his biggest strength was, and that was defense. 3-and-D.
We shall see.
We shall see.
But again, yeah, like
I'm intrigued. All I know is I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
I'm very intrigued.
We are all intrigued. Mm-hmm. The good news is we still got plenty of games to figure out what's going to happen.
And give Katie
Please hit that like button.
Hit the
Katie
like
needs
button.
the likes.
She needs
If she
them.
doesn't get them, she will send Troll Joe after you.
She will do it.
And he is.
Nobody wants any of this.
He is sneaky fast.
Yes, he is.
Troll Joe doesn't look very athletic, but he will hunt you down.
There he
Give
is.
him the thumbs, y'all. And especially give yourself some thumbs. I think before we wrap up, Katie, do we have the results of that not poll but caption contest that I made earlier today? This is just an all-time classic meme potential here from Jalen Smith. That was his face after he was whistled for a foul on that amazing block,
Yes.
Which was
that
reversed.
then they of course challenged. But I was like, well, this is a great option for some memeing, some captioning. So, Katie, what do we have here? What are some of our best responses?
So I just grabbed a couple. I did not grab all of them because they would not fit on one page.
That's a flex.
But I don't know if that's a flex. All right, so Easyland says my face every time Trae Young is in town.
Easy.
That could be Io
That's
speaking
like
too.
a pleasant surprise face.
Yeah,
Oh,
pleasant
Trae Young's in
surprise.
town? Win.
Yeah.
50.
50.
Diesel Armstrong, every single Bulls fan watching Matas in the first half.
That's right, Diesel.
Well done.
Play the kid.
Well done.
David says when your mom says Santa is watching and he is checking his list twice. I mean, it is. We're getting there. It's not
That's
not
adorable.
quite Christmas season. But we're getting there.
Yeah, well, we're pre-Thanksgiving, so I unfortunately have to withdraw you from consideration.
Yeah. Okay. Matt using the veto.
So
I respect
stickler.
it.
The freaking Christmas commercials.
Stickler for the rules.
Yeah.
Matt is using the veto. Josh says when Dave finds out the weather is warm enough to release the legs from their containment.
That's right, baby.
Oh,
It's
man.
all right. Solitary confinement.
I
I'm
thought
chilling.
I thought the games might come back out today. I really did.
No, I saw what it would be tonight. So I was like, nah.
Yeah, it's gonna be chilly.
Yeah, a little bit.
Santoku says, "What do you mean we're not rebuilding?"
Well, there's my favorite. Oh, God.
And French Bulls fan, hey, I wonder who this is. Says my face every time Ramina posts a dirty-minded meme for Zach LaVine.
Okay, now
You
that's
gotta-
actually my
You
favorite.
gotta be deep on Bulls Twitter to know this, but if you're there, you get it.
That's
Oh
a
my
deep cut,
God.
and I appreciate a deep cut.
Because for realsies,
That's well done.
I do make that face
He does.
when I read a lot of Ramina's
It's like,
tweets.
clutch the pearls. Like, yeah.
Oh, my
Oh,
stars.
my. Oh, my. He
Oh,
is
my
surprised and shocked. That was good. That was very good.
Good
Which
stuff.
ones you like,
Good
Will?
times.
They're all good.
All good? Will said everybody's a winner. Shout out.
We all get ribbons.
Will's just still thinking about that French Blue Chew commercial. That's
all he on.
That's
Yeah.
all he wants.
He can't wait to hear it.
French Barry White needs to
Yeah.
get in the recording
He
studio.
gonna call Clem 4 in the morning. Hey. So this commercial.
We'll wrap it there. It has been a long week. Shout out to all of you, and especially every one of you who tuned into every single 5 post games in the last 7 days. Pre-game too. If you tuned into all those shows, mad love to each and every one of you guys. Even if you tuned into one or a couple of them, mad love to you anyway. Make sure you follow our guy, Will the Goat Gottlieb, for all of his reporting. He was off tonight. He'll be back with us starting Monday next week. Will_Gottlieb, allchgo.com is where you can read his stuff. Uncle Will is at Will_Perdue 32. He's a 4-time champ. Big Dave's at BAWL Sports with the dulcet tones.
I'm thinking about how this show goes when the adult is not here.
Oh, man.
Like, because Will's got to stay with us out. You leaving the children around, we going to do this.
No,
This is what it's going to be.
I think it's funny that you think Will is the adult.
Yeah.
No.
Will What? Will the GOAT got leave?
Neither of the Wills are adults.
Will
Are
the
you
GOAT
being
got leave?
Be so serious right now.
Oh, okay. You just don't understand. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
I think you're gonna find out who the adult is when I'm gone next week.
Will
That's
the
when you're
GOAT
gonna
got
find
leave?
out who the adult
You're
is.
already claiming to be the adult, Katie?
I am the adult.
Wait, the one who says pew pew and she fires guns is the adult?
I don't say pew
The one who
pew.
gives middle fingers to everybody all the time?
I
The
don't
one
say
who won't
pew pew.
sing? The one who backs away from her chair because she doesn't want to sing is the adult?
I don't
Really?
I don't say pew pew.
Okay.
You say pew
I'm going to
pew.
tell you you're wrong. You're wrong, Pimpin'. Okay. That's not how that worked.
Guys, let's be honest. There are no adults. And that's why we like working here.
We work here.
We are CHGO_Bulls. We appreciate you tuning in, Bulls Nation. Have a great rest of your night. Have a great Sunday. We are off tomorrow. Bulls are off tomorrow. Bulls are actually off for the next 2 days, thank God.
Yeah.
But we will be back Monday, 5:30 Central, for a live pod to give you guys because, grind don't stop. And neither do Bulls fans and y'all's passion. We love you. We appreciate you. See you, right. Be good.
Go listen to some Barry White.
Sure.
Peace and love.
Blue Chew.
Yeah, that's right.
We all silly like the mayor.